Hello, I'm going to be making a basic gold making guide with Jewelcrafting here at the end of Cataclysm, but these applications that you can figure out in these videos should carry over to any expansion further in this game. The basic idea of this is just turning ore into gems, posting the gems, making rings. Um, you would need 525 Jewelcrafting at least for this. And for maximum profit, I would suggest 525 mining, although depending upon your server and ore prices, it may be better to just buy the ores. I went out and spent a little bit of money here just on a little bit of ore, and I'm just going to show you what you can do with, this is probably 2,000 gold worth of ore, which isn't a whole lot. To start off, here's a macro that will make your life much easier. I'll post this in the description. Just post that onto your action bar here, and rather than actually having to click prospect over and over, you just sit here and click this over and over. So this is, while this still isn't incredibly fast, it's much quicker than actually going through the process of dragging prospect onto your bar and clicking over and over and over and over. So we'll just sit here and do this, and I'll fast forward or skip through this. And we're back. So we transmuted, well, not transmuted, we, what is it, prospected 1,500 ore. So this is what we've got in return. The first thing I like to do when I get that done is just sort out all my blue gems here, because these are going to be your, this will be the main source of your income out of all this. Now, these you're typically just going to, if you have your, your patterns, I typically keep 2 of each cut and check the auction house, and we'll get to that here later. For your blue green, or your green blue gems, the Zephrites, I typically today, the Jewelcrafting Daily is to cut 3 Zephrites. So I'll post these on the auction house for an according price, and we'll just sell those because people want to buy those. They don't want to go out and farm further JC dailies, so that will sell. This is where a lot of people will disagree with me here. The carnelians, I'll take those, and a lot of people will, if I can find them here, they'll turn them into these carnelian spikes and DE them. That's not what I do. I will have a friend or a guildie transmute these into Inferno Rubies. So I'll go out on my other character after this and farm up some Heart Blossom, or you can buy it depending upon the prices, and I'll get that transmuted, because your red gems typically will be your main source of the income here. On my server right now, the average red gem's running about 100 gold each, so I've got 1,200 gold worth of red gems, and once I transmute this, any transmute procs, I'll probably make 3,000 gold off of just red gems. And sorry if you hear cars passing in the background. The rest of this stuff, we're going to go by some jeweler's settings here, and we're going to transmute them into rings and necklaces. And from there, you can post the green rings and necklaces, but I like to send them off to my other character to DE them and sell the enchanting mats, as enchanting mats sell far better on this server. So we'll probably buy, we'll start out with 100 or so. And then we'll turn all these into stuff, rings, necklaces, and everything, and then I'll pick back up there. So I found a transmuter here in trade, and I'm just going to record this just to show what you can get here. Because if you get lucky here, you can make a lot more money off these transmutes. And I'll zoom in here down there at the bottom so you can see all the transmutes. And typically I'll tip 50 to 100 gold if I get a lot of transmutes, just because, I mean, a lot of people make their money off tips, so I feel like giving back to the community. And I believe I had enough for 18 transmutes, so even alone, that's almost 1,800 gold without any procs off him. And so far, not seeing any procs, but even if not, it's still free money. Well, I got no procs, but that's alright. It's still free money. So I'll trade him probably 40, 50 gold here for a tip. Now, in return, get my 18 Inferno Rubies. And we both walk away happy. So that brings us up to 30. That's 3,000 gold in red gems alone. So we're progressing quite nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up all these gems and post those to the auction house. Alright, so we've got all our gems cut up. Now I'm going to show you posting how I do this. I'm using an add-on called Auctionator. You can use anything you want that you're comfortable with, Auctioneer. This just makes posting auctions one hell of a lot easier. So I'll start off with my reds here, and this just allows you to post everything at once. And you'll see I got undercut since my last one. We're running about 95 gold each here, and it'll undercut a little bit. I'll just put it at good 95 even. And I don't sell these in stacks or anything, so we'll post up 30 of those. And I'll go through and clear out all my undercut stuff later, and that's just from earlier, so that's not included in this video. Typically, I'll do this for about an hour a day, and I'll bring in a considerable amount of gold. So I'll probably fast forward through posting all these auctions, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay, now for the Zephrites. We'll see how much they're going for, and I'm sorry again if you hear cars in the background. It's a busy day where I live. I'll post 20 stacks of 3, since you need 3 for the daily quest. And we'll post all those up, and I'll save a few in case I need them for whatever purpose it may be. And then I'll cut up all these gems into rings and stuff, and mail those off to my alt. I'll also sell any blues that I get, as they typically going to be sold anywhere from 25 to 100 gold each. And I'm already getting people buying the Zephrites, and I've just posted them. So I'll get back once I've mailed all these off and have the blues. So we finished cutting up all our gems here. We've got everything done. We've got all our jewelry made, and we've got a bunch of blues. I post my blues on the auction house because I can get anywhere between 25 to 125 gold each. If prices aren't that high on your server, you can disenchant them into heavenly shards and small heavenly shards, which will usually sell. As you can see here, just on a basic one here, it's 250 gold. I've never been able to sell any of them that high. If you can on your server, great. If not, sorry. I'll typically, if it's like that, put it at about 75, and I'll just do all these individually. There's no real fast way to do it. But out of all these, if I have 20 or 30 of them, maybe 15 will sell. These aren't always going to sell, but it's kind of an overtime deal. So I'm going to post all these and then show you a tip or trick for disenchanting. Alright, so here I am on my alt, and this is just I don't even play this character, it's just for disenchanting. So I'm going to show you this macro, and I'll post it here in the description. It pretty much takes all of these, puts them in one macro, just like the prospecting one. So all you have to do is just mass click this. It definitely saves a lot of time from clicking disenchant and dragging it over. And I would really recommend having enchanting character, because you will, if you have this many items, typically I'll have 300 rings or so, you're not going to find very many people who want to disenchant that much. And if you do, you're going to have to pay quite the tip. And very sorry if you hear Skype in the background. So I'll get back once I'm done disenchanting all my rings. So I've finished posting all my auctions, checking for undercuts, and anything else that might be needed. And I've done this over the course of the day. I haven't done all this in one sitting, and I would recommend doing the same. You don't want to sit at the computer too long. And I've spent probably an hour and a half, and I've posted just over 400 auctions. And if all this sells, I should make about 8,000 to 9,000 gold. But I only expect to make about 6,000, as I don't expect all this to sell in one sitting. Typically it takes a couple days for all of it to sell off, some of the lesser gems. And so I hope this has helped you make gold. And always remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you have questions, message me or post in the comments, as I try to check them regularly. And until next time, au revoir.